Yep. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, May 26, 2026. It's now 10 a.m. We're here for the regular session of the Hunt County Commissioners Court. This time I'll call the meeting to order and ask everyone to stand for prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to our flags. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for each and every day you give us and for all of the many blessings and wealth that you provide all of us and the goodness that you do for us. And Lord, we just ask you to bless our county and all our citizens, as well as all of those across Texas and the United States. And Lord, we just ask you to be with our armed forces, keep them safe wherever they may be across the world, and we just ask you to give us guidance and direction on what we should do today and lead us to making good decisions for all the citizens of Hunt County. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God,
one and indivisible.
Thank you, everyone. We have Commissioner Money, Monroe, Smith, and Harrison present. I'm Judge Stovall. I'll be presiding over the meeting today. Commissioners, you have the minutes from May 12, 2026, regular session. Entertain a motion for approval.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Commission got the minutes from May 15th, 2026, special session. Entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. At this time, we'll have public testimony. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes and should conduct themselves in a civil manner. The Commissioners Court cannot take action on items not listed on the agenda in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Concerns will be addressed by county staff. They may be placed on a future agenda or addressed by some other course of response. Cynthia Sorceda. Sure. You can lower that mic a little
Thank
bit.
you.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Let me know when my timer begins.
You're good.
Okay, perfect. Good morning, everyone. My name is Cynthia Sauceda, and I am a resident in Hunt County. I am here because the people of this county deserve full transparency and meaningful public review before any proposed 287G ICE agreement is approved. This is not about opposing lawful law enforcement. This is about ensuring any expansion of local enforcement authority remains constitutional, accountable, and transparent to the public. Because immigration enforcement primarily involves a federal civil administration system, the public deserves clarity on what limitations, training, oversight, and legal protections would govern local participation. The task force model raises serious concerns involving detention authority, unlawful stops, unequal protection, administrative warrants, and potential 4th and 14th Amendment exposures. Other jurisdictions have faced litigation, federal oversight, and millions of taxpayers' costs after similar programs led to constitutional violations. Maricopa County, Arizona, is one of the clearest examples of what happens when oversight fails. On May 14th, 2026, just days before this meeting, U.S. District Judge David Allen Ezra blocked key provisions of a Texas immigration law citing serious supremacy clause concerns. The ruling reflected longstanding questions about the extent of state and local involvement in immigration enforcement. The court should not rush while those questions are actively being litigated. Public trust matters too. When residents begin to see local enforcement as immigration agents, they become less willing to report crimes, cooperate with investigations, and seek help. That does not make Hunt County safer. That makes it less safe. The public also deserves to know how this process began. What communications occurred with ICE, and what approvals happened before the public was informed? Residents deserve financial transparency as well. What county resources, personnel costs, reimbursement structures, and long-term obligations are connected to this agreement? At a time when residents continue raising concerns about roads and infrastructures, taxpayer deserves clarity on how resources are being prioritized. Public officials in Hunt County campaigned on transparency, fiscal responsibility, and stating government holds the people's money and must handle it with care. I am asking for that exactly today. So I respectfully ask, what safeguards will be prevented unlawful detention and profiling? What training and oversight will officers receive? What financial agreements are connected to this proposal? Who initiated this process and what communications have occurred? And if this court will not delay this vote, I respectfully ask for each voting member to state on record why this cannot wait until the public has reviewed legal risks, cost, and safeguards involved. This court took an oath to protect, to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution. That oath carries real responsibility when government authority is expanded in ways that could affect civil rights and civil liberties. I respectfully ask this court to delay approval until records are released and independent liability analysis is completed. The community has a meaningful opportunity to review the full impact of this proposal. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I would also like to respectfully submit the packet for inclusion in the official public record. It includes over 400 resident signatures that would like to get this seen.
Daniel,
If we can
let's-
please get that approved.
Yeah, if you can give it to us, we can put that.
Perfect. Who do I give it to?
Great.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna Mendoza. I hope I said that correctly.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I am a human resources professional with 13 years of experience and 3 years of freelance paralegal experience. My experience is not limited to corporate America, small businesses, 501c3 IRS organizations that are also certified by the Board of Immigration Appeals, and also Hague Conference on Private International Law Compliance, civil litigation in the Superior Court of New Jersey and California. So today I want to be focusing on the task force model memorandum agreement that Sheriff's County want to implement. And regardless of the benefits that ICE promises to the sheriffs, the counties, it has been shown. It has been proved by the Government Accountability Office that ICE has not consistently supervised the law enforcement agencies in the United States. Also, as per the General Accountability Office, nothing has changed from January 2009 to 2021 regarding ICE, its local enforcement partners that have not compliant with the 287G task force model approval. So despite of ICE saying that they have a statutory compliance and they regulate the 287G program, according to the Congressional Research Service, the federal government has not founded a SCAP, and also the Department of Labor investigations in Arizona, North Carolina have founded that the sheriff's deputies target Hispanic drivers for traffic violations. Also, one of the major purposes of the 287G of the Immigration and Nationality Act is to partner programs with the Department of Homeland Security were intended to target immigrants convicted of major crimes. For example, human smuggling, gang organized crime, sexual related offenses, money laundering. Okay, and as per the Department of Public Safety, here are the statistics. per the Hound County, and I have copies, and those statistics are also available to the public. I downloaded myself from the Texas Public Safety, and over here you can see that that really human trafficking, it's not a concern for Hound County. It's here. It's here on the statistics, and also regarding human smuggling, in 2024, Governor Abbott, he declared 5 major counties which are in the border with Mexico. So the bottom line, we have Texas SB 8, and we have 287G since 1996. And throughout the years, the United States, different counties, they have implemented this 287G task force model, specifically the one that targets Hispanics, and rather than focusing on violent crimes. So, okay, my questions, I'm sorry, give me 1 minute. My questions,
You need to hurry it up, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
You need to hurry it up. Your 3
Yes.
minutes is up.
So, okay, so I want to know in which classification Hunt County Sheriff's Officer fall under Title 8 Code of Federal Regulations 287-8, so that they can successfully complete basic immigration law enforcement. How Hunt County Sheriff's Department is going to report any violations of the enforcement standards to the Office of the Inspector General or any designated entity under Title 8 of the Federal Regulations 287-10. And where is the termination dated, indicated on the, where is gonna be indicated on the task force model memorandum of agreement as the sheriffs is going to be negotiating with ICE. I will need to know that because the memorandum is gonna be available to the public. Also, in the event that Hunt County Sheriff's Department enters this MOA, what is the strategy of 3 months to the duration of the task force model that Hunt County Department is going to implement to protect best of taxpayers' interest by not creating millions of deficits as Maricopa, Arizona. And also, just to protect the property taxes of residents. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else wishes to speak? Daniel, you got things online, or?
Yes, one.
All right, this is from Kayla Alvarado to the county commissioners. I'm writing you today to strongly and passionately ask you to full stop the development of the core scientific data center projects due to be built in Quinlan. These data centers, though new, have already shown the egregious harm they cause to the communities they're near. In every state they are developed, there's pushback from those communities. Noise and light pollution are scientifically proven to drive people to madness. If people aren't sleeping, you'll soon see the effects of that. You'll start to see more traffic accidents, children failing their classes, the attendance level of school dropping, enrollment dropping, job losses, escalating crime levels. But how it affects the water supply should be plainly criminal. It will dry up Lake Tawakoni in 1 year, killing the insects first. Then the flora and fauna will disappear. Shortly after, crops will die. It will render the land barren, completely a useless desert. All the while, the county nor the state will never see money from it. These places don't pay taxes because they're not regulated. There is no structure, no oversight. They'll just come in and ruin everything they touch. No money put back in to what they steal and destroy. Are you going to allow that? Are you willing to add your names to a list of others who've helped this county, state, country fall? I implore you to have a backbone. I beg you to have a lick of sense. And I ask that you put your 2 feet on the strand ground and stand up to bigots and capitalists. Texas is dying. Please do not be an aid to that. Our beautiful state is so unique to the rest of the world. We can't sit back and watch it be destroyed for literally nothing. These sinners will drink us up, spit us out, and then leave, leaving us with their waste. Are you going to help them do that? Please help protect our land. Sincerely, a tired Texas mother.
All right, anybody else? Not, I'll close the public testimony. Move on to old business, action item A, number 1, update on road policies. Darren?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Commissioner Money.
Oh, it's fine. I think it was about 4 weeks ago, I went through and read all the policies that we had gone through within the committee. We had one exception that we had to add that I didn't read. It's under section 1. When an emergency road must be upgraded in a time-sensitive matter so that first responders and local traffic have passage, at which time the commissioner would have a meeting with the county judge to get approval to, and proceed to get it scheduled on the next agenda. Y'all got any questions?
And that's based off of what? Aren't you kind of dealing with something like this is what brought this up?
This was brought up because of a real-life situation. So in the Wolf City area, the state decided they were going to replace 2 bridges on a major thoroughfare between Wolf City and Celeste. They gave us 5 days notice, basically. And the only way around it was a half-a-mile road that was dirt. We had to upgrade. If we hadn't have upgraded it prior to going through court, the local traffic would have been stuck, literally, because it rained for 5 days.
Wow.
So I think that that provision needs to be put in there. I do think that there needs to be accountability so that if that situation does arise, they can go to the sitting judge. That would prevent a quorum, and it would also keep everybody in the loop, per se.
Daniel, could we write the state a letter and ask them to reimburse us for the costs that they incurred on us?
You can ask.
Thanks a lot.
I guess that's a no.
You don't think we'll have a whole lot of luck? Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. We still need to write the letter probably to TxDOT Paris.
Yeah, I'll work with Commissioner Money.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and send it to Noel. Yeah.
So
What
this
I
is
would
a-
like to do from here is go ahead and get it to our lawyer and make him, or have him go through it and make sure all the legal words are there.
Okay.
And then he can present it back to us and we can take a vote on it,
So-
unless you want to do it as it stands.
So you're asking or telling us this is the
This is the final.
final version, but.
This is the final
but
version that we've all come
Legal needs
up
to
with.
go over it, and make sure, and put it in,
I think it's wise. I mean,
okay.
that's just me. There's 4 others.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I was just making sure clarity.
Okay.
Moving
So-
forward, can these be revised if something
Yeah, because it's a
arises?
policy. Any policy can be
Sure.
revised, so.
All right. We need any action on that, Daniel, just to,
No.
okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Moving on to new business, consent calendar. Entertain a motion for approval of the consent calendar.
Hey, Judge,
Yes, sir.
before we vote on that, can we have Sheriff explain number 2 on the license plate reader,
Sure.
what that actually is?
Good morning.
Morning, Sheriff.
Of course, once again, we're back to Facebook. Everybody thinks that we've got facial recognition and everything in the world. Well, what we've got is what's been there for years on these LPRs. They're sitting, and you'll see them in the middle of the interstate. They read your license plate and can get a screenshot of the back of the car. Okay. What that has done is nobody is sitting in a room looking at all these screens, reading people's license plates here in Hunt County. What it's done is it's provided us a way we have found dementia patients, that has dementia that is got in a vehicle and drove off. I can't even think about how much equipment and things has been recovered. We've had homicides that has actually been solved because of being able to track the person that went through it at a certain time. But as far as taking pictures of where you are, researching all the time and all that, it's not. I mean, I'm a person that don't. I grew up in the country. I don't like things that is a lot like this, but it's came, and people's got a perception of that we're tracking them all the time. It's not for that. It's strictly for criminal use. We actually have guidelines on what you can look at and what you cannot. And for probable cause reasons, okay? But it is not facial recognition and people tracking every move you make.
Sheriff, my understanding is you can go in and set perimeters looking for stolen equipment, dementia patients, something like that. And whenever that vehicle passes by, then it sends you guys an alert about that, correct?
An alert, yes, you put it in, and that's what it does, is it sends an alert out. And like I said, nobody is just sitting monitoring these things. It sends alert out. If a stolen car comes through, it makes a noise over one of my person that I ride around with, one of my investigators. It basically screams over his computer, and it talks about it. But they're a valuable tool, and they're going to be out there. This is not just Hunt County that's got them there.
Some retailers have cameras in their stores too that hook to it, don't they?
All over.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if somebody steals
Yeah,
something or
the
shoots
LPR
somebody or whatever on their site, and it can pick up who left there.
That's a different system, but the LPR readers is the ones that you'll just see. It looks like a box on a trailer, sits in the middle. It's portable.
So it just what y'all input or some other law enforcement
Yeah, what we
inputs?
do is we'll put, they've got things, parameters that they've got to go by to put license plates in it. They do that, and then they will notify if there's, if
It's
that
spotty.
vehicle goes through.
Yeah.
Correct.
And how long have we had this?
Couple of years.
A couple of more. A few, I think it was in since I took office, 21.
Okay. So you've had it
It's
even
been a
prior
while.
to you? Yeah.
Correct. It's been around.
You brought it to our attention, I think.
Yeah,
Since
yes.
you got here, yeah. Any other
Thanks
questions?
for clarity. I just out of my curiosity, I just wanted to know.
That's not a problem at all. I'll always tell about it. It's transparency. That's why I'm standing right here in front of y'all. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff. Any other questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item B, approval of accounts payable.
Motion to approve payables?
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of line item transfers.
Motion to approve line item transfers.
Second?
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of budget amendments.
Motion to approve budget amendment?
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of payroll and personnel.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 1, the quarterly report for the Northeast Texas Children's Museum. Rachel?
Good morning. I am here just to tell you a little bit about what the Northeast Texas Children's Museum has been doing since January. We are, in case you don't know, we're a nonprofit in Commerce, Texas, and we focus on giving children wonderful learning hands-on experiences targeted at ages 2 through 8, but we have kids of all ages, including grown-ups, come through who love to play. So I gave you a bunch of numbers in a report. I believe it's going to be in your packet. It's 2 pages like this. And just a snapshot. Now, when people check into the museum, for open play, like they're not a scheduled visitor like a field trip, we absolutely count their heads and their ages, but we don't get a lot of information from them unless they volunteer it on our sign-in sheet. So I don't have reliable numbers as to open play, but I do want you to know that so far, since January, we have had 37,423 visitors through April. That's a lot of people. Yeah, that's a lot. And we also, of those 37,000 visitors, 7,801 were field trip students. And so we had a lot of field trips. And if you ever want to come to the museum, please go to our webpage first. On the webpage is our calendar, and it shows you how many field trips we have and how many classes there are. So if you want to plan a visit that's not so busy on a chaotic day, please come when there's fewer field trips. We had 63 school districts come, and 17 plus counties came, plus 2 from Oklahoma. And of those people on the back, I'm going to talk a little bit about who came for field trips. Hunt County Schools brought 1,500 students. So that's a lot of kids from Hunt County. And then if you look at East Texas Region 8, we actually had 3,000 students. And the reason Region 8 actually trumped a little bit of Hunt County is because Region 8 pays for their students to come to us. They pay the admission, so we're a favorite spot for those schools. And then in the Metroplex, from Royce City to Melissa, Princeton, Rockwall, Gunner, Josephine, that's almost 2,000 students. And then we have other Northeast Texas destinations like Winsboro and Ore City, and that brought 274 students, and then Oklahoma brought 202. So I just want you to know that the partnership that you and the museum have together is one that's bringing people to Hunt County. And they're spending food at McDonald's, they're traveling on our roads, and they're coming back. When people come for a field trip, it's often their first time. Those parents chaperoning their kids, they don't know that we're there. They didn't know that this was out here. But when they look at Royce City to Commerce coming through Greenville, they're actually shocked at how much less traffic, how much cheaper it is. And they're more likely to come to us for a repeat visit than go to DFWs for something more expensive, something more crowded. So I just want to thank you for your partnership, and I want you to know that the museum is working for Hunt County, and I appreciate your support.
Thank you, Rachel. Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved. And real quick, Miss Rachel, appreciate the printout here. Really enjoy that, being able to go through it and see where everybody's come from. And like I said last time, my 16-month-old loves to come out there, and I think I love it just as much. So thank you guys for what y'all are doing as well.
So I do have one question. It's a curiosity question. So 7,800 students, but 37,000 total. So that's 30,000 people that are not students. I mean, that's a huge number.
So for most of our field trips are pre-K through 2. And at that age, parents still really want to come with their kids on field trips, right? And often they'll bring 2 parents or some grandparents. So you talk about on our field trip days, the student total is often doubled by the parent total. And then they come back, and it's not uncommon for just open play visit, for an unscheduled visit, to see one kid walk in with 3 adults, because it's an experience that they all want to share. It's something that they can afford as a group. And yeah, it's pretty amazing that we have that many people.
Well, it sounds like Steve goes and plays a lot. So it's kind of,
We do go quite a bit.
Y'all come play too.
Well, you can go where too, Gary. if you want to. So we get a motion
Yes, sir.
in a second.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 2, the Treasury's monthly report for March 2026. Brittany,
Good morning.
good morning.
In your packet, you're going to have the Treasurer's Report for month end March 31st, 2026. We had a total month-end balance of cash in bank and invested funds of $77,712,717.19. That of that 77 million, 71 million was invested at hovering around 3.7%. The bank reconciliations have been balanced, and the treasurer's and auditor's books agree. Any questions?
Question?
Just a curiosity
sir.
question. The 71 versus the 77, so you got 77 invested.
Yes, sir.
And or 71 invested and your balance is 77. So is 6 million about the active cash flow that's required in the
6 to
county?
10, and everything
6 to
right
10.
in there, and everything, and it also just probably depends on when I moved money towards the end of that month. It could have been that, depending on when we had court or anything, I normally like to move money twice a month. So if it, like today on the 26th, I might not move it until the end or whatever, so it might just be when we ran this report, but
But we
typically
operate 6
anywhere
to 10.
between, I'd actually probably close to 8, I would say, that's gonna be cash in bank, yes.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Brittany. Action item number 3, discuss and possibly take action on a letter of interest memorandum of understanding in Senate Bill 8 in reference to Task Force Model 287G program with ICE. Terry? Sheriff Jones?
Once again, good morning. The discussion has been one of the things was set up here was transparency. I reached out to some law enforcement agencies around that has this, that is working with ICE. And some of them even didn't go through Commissioner's Court, okay? They said they don't have to. Well, I'm standing here in front of Commissioner's Court because this affects my home, my county, y'all's county, and so we're going to be transparent about it. I grew up here. I have a large amount of Hispanic friends and who I've done business with, grew up with, their parents. But reading into this, on the last page of the government code, they put a deal in here that says, the governor, that says, if you're over 100,000 people, that by December the 1st of 26, you shall, the sheriff shall, enter into one of these agreements. Okay, well, there's 3 of them. There's a jail model, there's a task force model, and there's a warrant service. I have no desire to go around to people's way of life that is working hard and making themselves better in their family, to disturbing that way of life. But I will tell you, yeah, I guess I could say I target. Here's what I'm targeting: drug dealers, wanted persons, terrorists, murderers, violent gang affiliate, child predators, unregistered sex offenders, and any other person that's a danger to the public or here to commit criminal acts. That's what I'm here for. That's what my guys, that's probable cause. We talk about that. I'm not going down the road and just stopping somebody because of their color, the language they use, nothing like that. That's not legally what we do. Now, reaching out to this program, it says we shall. So I looked at it. I'm hoping that through this program, we will receive training on what to look for, on how to help us with the law enforcement of what I just told you about, and make sure that Hunt County is a safe place to live. Has nothing to do with, like I said, race, language. This is my home, and I'm going to do what it takes to protect it. It has to do with the fact that it is the way I read it, it's mandated, and the other fact of it is we're going to have to get with the program. Then I need to be with the program to look at it, to monitor, to say, and I'm not doing that. No, my guys will not do that. And that's why I put it before y'all. There's three different programs. That's one I suggested because of the training aspect of it. But like I said, I'm transparent. Anybody knows me. So
So Sheriff, do you pick one of the three? Do you do all three? How does that actually work?
you got to, the way I'm not an attorney, but the way I understand it is you have to be a part of one of them.
Which model are you gonna,
It's the task force model. It's the center one.
Excuse me,
And
ma'am.
then- And then also on the 100,000 population, what is that based off of? Is that the 2020 census? Is that what currently? How do we know?
I think we looked it up this morning, that we're over 100.
118,000 is the last number I saw. We were 99,954, I believe, on the census.
Yeah.
That's what, I think that's what Commissioner Harrison's asking is the applicability of 100,000 based on 2020 or today?
That's why this is all right here in front of y'all and right here in front of the attorney.
It applies to 2020.
2020?
So the word that's used in that code, here, let me come talk to the microphone.
Unless you're the state, then you don't have to abide by that. That's it.
They can do what they want.
I know. That's what they do.
Yeah, that section is, so Senate Bill 8's where that language comes from. That was from the 2025 session. And the word that he uses is population. And this is an issue that we go over quite a bit, where you have to look at what is the definition of the word population. And under the Texas rules of code construction, population means the same thing for a 10-year period, which is whatever the number was in the last decennial census, which for us was just under 100,000. So when 5 years rolls around, that definitely will apply and require those agreements. There's zero question about that. For right now, it's up to the sheriff and the commissioners whether or not. It's not a strict requirement, even though very clearly our population is way over 100,000. It's not 100,000 as defined by the code.
And then how long is this agreement good for? Is this a yearly, 2-year? What, do we know that?
We will sit down with it. I've sat down, and like I said, I'm not an attorney. That's one of the reasons why I put it out here, is I do want to go through the attorney to look at this, ask them questions, and I heard it from the back. I mean, I can't ignore it, but it is what it is about the jail model. The jail model was going to take a lot of training outside of sending my people off. And in our jail, we do have a turnover of employees. I mean, it happens. It's not a really great environment to work in a jail anywhere. So this other model, it was more for the training, and they reimburse for the training. I'll say it. But to me, like I said, it's something that I read, and I felt like that it was something I was going to have to do. So we discussed doing it, and like I said, I'll say it again, I'm not out. I said what I was looking for, and it's to help me combat crime. We talked about human trafficking. Yes, we work it real heavy. I haven't had a runaway yet. And that we don't even label them as a runaway anymore. We label them as a missing person. And I haven't had one yet that we haven't brought back. So it does. We do our due diligence to make sure that's taken care of. Anything else?
Sheriff, you made a comment. As you go and educate yourself and get engaged with these, you're talking about identifying those things that we won't do.
Yes, I'm very clear about what I won't do. I don't care if the lead ICE agent's standing right here in front of me. I'm very clear about what I will not do. what my men will not do.
So when you have to sign one of these agreements, does that commit you to do something, or is it, or the agreement?
I sign agreement, I can sign agreement if it's wide open on the laws and everything. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't write tickets if you roll a stop sign every time, you know. I don't enforce, I enforce the laws. But there's a lot of gray areas where you just, you know, I'm sure that you've passed a police officer speeding and you didn't get a ticket every time. Okay?
I've never sped, sir.
Yeah, I understand.
Liar.
I understand. But the thing is it is educating myself and my men, working, at using it as a tool. But as the sheriff of Hunt County, there's going to be a time that I say no. There's a time that I say no now. And so, you know, ICE has been here in the county, just to let y'all know, for over a year. Yeah, okay? You've never seen or heard of the sheriff's office going to a business and going through the business and arresting people that's hard at work, living the American dream. But I've got to stay on top of it. I've got to know what happens. They say the head law enforcement officer of the county. I don't, you know, everybody that wears a badge has the same things they go by. But it is up to me to take care of the county that I live in and make sure everything is done right. But yes, if you are one of the individuals that I named, or you're committing one of them offenses, I don't care about the agreement. I'm going to arrest you. You're going. Other than that, then that's what I'm looking for, is to educate ourselves and to also know what ICE is doing in my county.
You're not looking at changing anything up then, Terry. You're just looking at some training and to continue doing the same
Yep.
work that you and your men have been doing.
Same scenario, same work.
If ICE picks up somebody, they don't take them to our jail, they take them somewhere else?
On the jail model,
I mean, I'm talking about right
they
now,
bring in-
today.
But that's one of the things about that they say in this task force. If you get one of these individuals and you contact ICE, that they will come. But the deal is if you're one of these individuals that has a warrant out for one of these felony offenses, or these offenses that's been committed, probably coming to my jail. That's normal procedure for what we do with everybody.
But if ICE comes in and takes somebody,
They,
whether they've committed a
they go
crime
to
or not,
Dallas.
suppose they haven't committed a crime at that time, they're just here illegally, are they gonna take them to an
They're
ICE
going to,
facility?
they'll take them to theirs,
Their facility, not ours?
yes.
Okay.
So we're pursuing this, and it's going to give us more funding and better training for our officers, and what's the downfall to it?
The downfall is the fact of the fear factor of the unknown, and I understand that. I had people reach out to me, in the Hispanic community, and I was kind of hoping that she was going to be here today. It's a lady that's does leather work, and very nice. I've known her for years and years, known the work she's done. Do I know if she's here legally? I have never asked. I have never had probable cause to go up to her and say, I need to know if you're here legally. I need your identification, anything like that. I haven't done that. And so it's the fear of the unknown. They think, and it's true. Sometimes law enforcement, there's a barrier there. We try to tear that barrier down. Like I said, you can ride around with me in a lot of areas, and you're going to see that they know me. Like I said, I grew up here, plumb through elementary school, all the way up.
Barely got out of elementary.
Yeah.
Sheriff, I'm curious, so I get what your directions are and how the Hunt County Sheriff's Department is going to operate, and I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
When you sign this agreement, you know, and do our folks that are employed by Hunt County fall under the jurisdiction of ICE at that point, or they stay under your jurisdiction?
They're my deputies. They do not fall under the
So
jurisdiction of
there's no
ICE.
transfer of anything during any aspect of this?
They do not fall under the jurisdiction of, no.
They
No.
don't get specially deputized as an ICE agent
Nope.
or anything like that.
Nope, and I'm not looking at that. They, you know, it gives powers, but as law enforcement, we have as law enforcement a lot of power. I agree, and if you do not manage that in a proper way, it can be a bad thing. The whole point of it is having somebody at the head of it that manages it the right way, and that is me.
Anybody else?
And-
You're elected, correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you bring anything to this court that you thought would be against the citizens of Hunt County?
No, not at all. And it's not I'm elected, okay? But I don't do things to win election other than work hard and try to do the right thing. You know, I'm not coming out painting your house. I'm not fixing your driveway. I'm here to enforce the law, and I'm going to do that and that only. And if that gets me elected, then that's nice. If it does not get me elected, then that's the people's choice. But I'm going to do the right thing.
And so you think the task force model is the best option for
Well,
your officers?
With it being explained, yes. Like I said, I want to spend more time. I do want to. This is something that's brought before the court. Y'all do not have to make a decision on this today, in my opinion. But I did want to bring it before the court. I do. It is here. Here's what I'm looking at. I need to speak with attorney if we need to go any further with what I need. You know, I do need to do my due diligence to make sure everything is good for the county.
So what do you, I was just curious, what do you kind of envision as you go through the stuff with the attorney and all that, next steps are for you?
Next step's training. I'm not doing anything. Even if you had a special deputy, you can't hand me a special badge and I'm going to go, oh, look what I am. And I'm going to go out here and start enforcing stuff that I know nothing about. I'm going to know about it. I'm going to research it. I'm going to do my dead level best not to violate anybody's civil rights. That's not what this is about. This is about a program to help and assist get criminals off the street.
Sheriff, wouldn't this training actually help you better your education where you don't violate someone's civil rights?
I'm very hopeful. Yes, that's the whole point of it.
Have you reached out to any other sheriff's department or sheriffs that have followed the task force model yet?
Yes, we have. Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'm just curious on, what was it, December 1st, 2026? Do we turn into a pumpkin? What happens at that point in life?
Well, we violate the government code. You know, really,
Well-
don't really want to do that, but I mean, you know,
Becomes an attorney general moment, most
Yes.
likely?
yes. That, I think there's been cities, and there's been counties that has not went, and I think that has caused a lot of trouble, a lot of lawsuits, a lot of things on the county. I just don't want to I don't want to violate something that's going to affect the taxpayers of Hunt County, okay? And and that's why it reads the December the 1st. It's brought to you in plenty of time. So it's in our court. Let's go. I'm not going to say y'all's. It's in our court.
My question's to Daniel. I know you're reading. Would we have to abide by this by December 1st, 2026, with the 2020 census being below 100,000, or would that matter?
The 2020 census, not 20.
Yeah, I'm sorry, 2020.
Yeah.
Based on the way that the code is interpreted, it's not an absolute requirement like it would be if we had 60 more people 5 years ago at the census date. So it's not a required thing. It's if you want to participate, the court can approve it and the sheriff can approve it. And to answer your question about time, these are 3-year agreements.
3 years.
And the sheriff doesn't lose authority. If the sheriff doesn't want his people to do something and ICE wants them to do it, then what happens is ICE can can undo the MOU for lack of compliance.
And what if we decide we want it out of the MOU?
I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
looked at that directly.
Thank you.
Like I said, education, training, and making sure that that all the public is treated equal.
Okay, commissioners? Anything else?
I don't.
Thanks, Sheriff. You got any opinions now? You want to postpone it? You want to vote on it today? What's the pleasure?
I don't see anything to vote on at this moment in time. Let the sheriff continue his walk.
Yeah, I think he, kind of like Gary's saying, I think he needs to get with Daniel and cover a few more bases, make sure everything's covered in there. And then, maybe he can, I know he said he did speak to some other sheriffs on the task force model, but actually come back and kind of tell us what he's found by talking to them as far as how it works and the training that's going to be given and stuff like that. But I'm kind of like Gary, I don't think we're ready to vote today on it.
Postpone it for a later date?
Y'all okay? All
I'd
right.
like to get a better understanding. I'm still
All
not.
right, we'll postpone it till a later date. All right. Action item number 4. Boy, you're popular today, Sheriff. Discuss and possibly take action on a new hire for the sheriff's office. You gonna save him, buddy?
Buddy Oxford, I've been asked to come up here and speak on that item, I think. We got Captain Daniel Looney. He's been with us a number of years. He's retiring September, last day of September of this year. We're trying to hire a replacement, we're trying to hire an additional person so that when Daniel Looney leaves, we'll shift personnel. The current captain that we have over operations will go replace Daniel Looney, and this person we want to hire would replace the captain over operations. That'll give, we want to hire him on the 20th of July so that he'll have time to learn what Captain Seals is currently doing with patrol and CID, and also learn some of what Daniel Looney does. And that'll give him from July 20th till September, end of September, to learn it. So we're wanting to get authority to hire him on the 20th of July.
So Seals is taking Looney's spot?
Seals will take Looney's spot.
How's he being trained for that?
He's been working with them now,
Okay.
currently, in between, learning off and on.
Okay.
First off, the individual you're trying to hire, great choice. I'm really impressed with who it is, and I know he's going to bring a lot to the sheriff's office. My main question is obviously on the money side. It looks like you guys already have the money for it. Is that correct?
The money's in the salary account now.
Okay. And then as far as once Captain Looney retires, then as far as the position you're asking to create today, is that going to go away then?
we'll retain 2 captains.
Okay.
Once Daniel Looney's gone.
Okay. This year's budget will remain the same as in next year's budget for those positions.
Correct.
There won't be an additional.
Right. I just wanted to make sure
Yep.
we're all on the same page
Yep,
with that.
I agree. Good job. Any other questions? All right, thank y'all.
Thank
Entertain a motion for approval?
Hang on.
Oh,
I was just gonna say, I do commend you on having a transition plan. One of the things I've seen in the county, we're not real good at starting letting the next guy have a little bit of training with the guy who's leaving, so good job. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
entertain a motion for approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 5. Purchase of real property located at 8488 County Road 2400 for possible future location of Precinct 2 Road and Bridge Barn relocation. David?
You gonna brief us on this, Daniel?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
All right, I passed out 2 items. The top one is for this item, and then the other one is for, I think, item 8, a little bit further down the agenda. What's in front of you now is a potential approval of an order to purchase a piece of land for the new county barn for Precinct 2. Current county barn is right in the middle of Caddo Mills in an extremely quickly growing area, one of the fastest growing areas in the nation. And it's in a very dangerous spot where trucks have to pull out on a curved area where they can't see very far down the road. They're very large trucks that carry, as we all know, very heavy equipment and material. Commissioner Monroe has been looking around the county for several years now for a piece of property that would have access to county roads and state roads in a way where he could maneuver people and equipment and materials around quickly and safely to get to areas that need repair. A few months ago, there was a piece of property identified down just west of Quinlan on near 276. That in order for the county to purchase property, there's a lot of state legal requirements that have to be met. All of those have been met now. We, about a month ago, ordered an appraisal report. I've sent that to the commissioners. Excuse me. Came in about 12 days ago. It's a really long appraisal report, but the piece of property was valued at about $381,000. The agreed purchase price for this property was $250,000, so it's a massive amount below the appraised price. It's a raw piece of land, and I think Commissioner Monroe's plan would be to take apart the barn that is currently in Caddo Mills and to move it out to that new property to save the county money. And then once the move happens, to then clean up that piece of land and then sell it and put that money back in the county's property.
Or use it for our own purposes.
Or use it for whatever purposes that Commissioners Court at the time sees fit. It's going to be a valuable piece of land because it's right there in the middle of Caddo Mills. How many acres is it? 3?
2, I believe.
2.
Right by the high school almost, too.
Yeah,
That's
it's
part of the problem.
a couple of 100 feet down from the high school. And so that's what I've handed out is the general order to approve that. It includes a long series of findings that are necessary for Commissioners Court's purchasing real property to make. The only item that is not directly addressed and would need to be part of the vote is exactly which fund that money is going to come from if the purchase is made. And they're all the funds that I think we've talked in the past about that either coming from contingency or one of the other funds to support that. You can't say at this meeting where the purchase, or if the property in Caddo Mills is purchased, you can't tie it to a specific fund where this money comes out and also goes back. That would be a decision for the Commissioners Court at the time, whenever that is. But what you can do is approve this and say in the motion where that money should come from. To the extent that you have any legal questions about either the purchase or any other legal issues related to the property, this item is also on executive session, and we can talk about it there if there are any specific legal questions that aren't general policy-related matters.
Well, this is just voting to sign or to confirm the contract and go to closing.
That's correct.
Then we'll have to approve it again to sign the closing documents, or is this do
No,
all of it?
this would do all of it because Section 6, which is on page 4, gives the county judge the authority to sign all the documents and then to finalize the closing with whatever other documents need to be approved. And obviously, there will be some of that. We've already ordered, but in fact, at the same time we ordered the appraisal, we got the title policy review, and that came back clean with no encumbrances or unknown rights of way or easements that would impact the use of this property for Commissioner Monroe's purposes.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? David, you got any additional comments or?
I hope we can get it done.
Yeah, I do too. So, for the public, back up and just say, I'll say a few things that this has been talked about for quite a while, especially as the growth of Caddo Mills started, and with the addition of the high school just a short distance south of this facility, and the school bus is running early in the morning, and our trucks trying to get out there early in the morning, and all the traffic of people trying to come. It's kind of become a dangerous situation, and it's really not, it's not as good a location as it used to be many years ago. So we felt like for the safety, at least this court has felt like for the safety of the public, that we need to relocate that facility somewhere else. And then once it's all accomplished, then we still have a little environmental cleanup that we've been working on for quite a while that needs to get done before we can really take an option to do anything else with it. But then the court at that time can agree to sell it or reuse it for an annex building or for some other county facilities that will help that area. Counties, I know a lot of people don't want us growing and going anywhere else, but we're 900 square miles. There's a lot of people that live on the outskirts. It's a long way to come to the courthouse to get services. So as we continue to grow and we get larger, it's my view that the public's going to demand us to give services to them closer to their homes. And hopefully this county and future courts will be able to accommodate those requests. Anything else from anybody else? David, I appreciate all your work on this. I think it's a good thing.
And David, this will allow you to be able to store your materials and stuff all in one location instead of having two different locations to go to, correct?
Yes, sir. That was another reason is our storage lot is down on Interstate 30 and 36. And with all the construction and then moving the traffic over to the service roads, it's a real safety issue there, getting trucks in and out there as well. So one thing about this location too, it's over off of 276. It's already it's been commercial area for years, so it's not really, we're being a good neighbor we're not moving in up against somebody's house and, creating something that's ugly or a lot of noise or whatever. There's no houses around this area that are close to the property or up against the property. And like I say, it's been a construction area for years, so.
And I'm assuming we'll do away with the storage lot south of the interstate?
That's my intention, is move everything to this one location.
One other comment I'd make, I didn't make a second ago, is when the census came out, and ever since this year, we have to redistrict all our precincts. The precincts, by law, are supposed to have the same number, or close to within like 1%, I think it was, of the same number of people in each precinct. When we did the census and redid the precinct lines in 21, I think it was. There was 12,500 more people in precinct 2 than there was in any other precinct. So we had to move the line from 380 down to 3211, and we had to give up what had been, I guess, the city of Greenville at that time. That had a lot of precinct 2 had a lot of city of Greenville in it, and that all had to go to 1. And precinct 4 and 2 didn't touch, so we had to give a whole lot to 1 to get to people to 4. So precinct 2 is going to get smaller and smaller, and the only direction really it can go is south, pretty much. Isn't that right, David? Pretty much south. There's not a lot of growth anywhere else. So over time, it's going to get where your barn might not even be in your precinct any longer. And so
His current barn.
his current barn might not even be able to be in his precinct. So it may end up being precinct 1, or part of that may be precinct 1 at some point in time, if we continue to grow at the same pace we've been growing. Anything else? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 6, discuss and possibly take action to renew for 2 years a subscription to G-Works cloud software. Gary?
So the precincts have a software called PubWorks. That's where you do all your maintenance logs, your work order logs, equipment, material management, dollars, cost, all those things that actually let us operate the precincts like a business. A company by the name of G-Works has purchased PubWorks, and so they are going to be sunsetting our current software. They have a G-Works version of it that is similar in nature. I'm sure it won't be identical, but they will be sunsetting PubWorks by the end of this year. And so we need to migrate over to that or replace it. Well, time does not allow us adequate time to replace it. I've handed you guys just invoices. The second page actually was original proposal. It was $20,000 to go do that, which includes just the annual fees that go with that. So that's part of our normal operating cost. Through various conversations with them, your first page represents $13,000, which really, other than $1,500 for migration efforts associated with it in case they have to do excess data consolidation because of just activities the way we've done PubWorks. So it keeps us really neutral other than any cost, and it's capped at $1,500 would be our expense. Anything beyond that, they would absorb that. And so it will require us to start a transition process to get some training for our barns and the maintenance folks to the new software. But like I say, our current software sunsets in December, and we would be without software if we do not replace it. This gives us an annual number that's neutral with just about a $1,500 consideration during the transition.
Is that the end of the original agreement with PubWorks, end of the year?
Yeah, this would be well, actually, yes, yeah, because we just signed the first one in December. So we'd have
For
the
1
next-
year?
For 1 year.
Okay.
While we do the transition.
So we're not losing anything that we
We're not
paid
losing
for.
anything.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we're getting consideration of proration for anything that happens sooner. If they get us transitioned by October, it's already considered in the payment for the
Okay,
year.
good.
So it was they worked well with us to get us to a neutral position.
Okay.
So I would like to make a motion that we adopt G-Works as the new company and the new contract and basically replacing PubWorks with the same terms and conditions and pricing.
Second.
All right. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item.
Judge, there was one thing I meant to add. It doesn't have anything to do with the vote. One of the things that I noticed as we go through this process, no offense to any commissioner, so I'll just make it me. I'm not an expert in software. I'm not an expert. I don't keep up with the contracts that you know, they're out there. I don't keep up with any time they need to be upgraded, modified, or anything like that. I would just like to put it out there, maybe for a future conversation. In most traditional businesses, because I'm sure every department head has their own software. And across the county, elected officials usually are not software experts. I would like to suggest that not just PubWorks or GWorks in the future, but other unique systems actually reside in IT. They could manage budgets, they could follow up, they could do competitions of these things. They speak the technology language that goes with it. And they could bring things to the court, and they could actually even be managing cost. And so I don't want to make that a thing right now. I just wanted to kind of throw it out there because I'd like it to become a conversation just organizationally. It seems like ownership in a centralized manner for software we would benefit from.
Well, that's a good question for Brandon. I think he does keep up with a lot of that.
Yeah.
Why don't we put it on the agenda for the next meeting?
First of all, I'd ask Brandon if he doesn't already do that.
Okay. We kind of have. And
Oh,
so,
okay. So
yeah.
you already got an answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, my bad.
But no, we'll do that. We'll throw it on the next agenda for conversation.
Yeah, that's fine.
Tyler looks excited about it.
All right, action number 7, discuss and possibly take action on adding no through truck signage on County Road 3703 to support Kaufman County construction traffic. Gary?
Yeah, so just a quick look for everybody. Kaufman County has a fairly significant construction project going on in their area. You'll see the star in the lower left. That's where the last road in the county going into Kaufman County from Precinct 3 is. It's 3703, which you can see up towards the middle of the page. That's less than 0.4 of a mile for Hunt County. But as you can see, if you follow that road down under the green circle, when it goes down below, it crosses the county line into Kaufman County, and they drive through to their construction site. Kaufman County has actually dedicated roads and established roads and beefed up roads to support this construction project, but they enter from Kaufman County. So what's happening is a lot of the construction traffic is cutting through 3703, crossing into Kaufman County, and that is not the roads that have been beefed up and prepared for the construction project. And so it's actually starting to damage some of the Kaufman County roads, those roads that were not prepared for construction. So they asked if we would consider establishing a no-through truck sign whenever you enter 3703 on that 0.37 of a mile road that we have, so that they could actually enforce at the county line that those trucks are not supposed to be coming through that area. There's a dedicated route for construction. So from a county standpoint, there's not anything on 3703, no bridge, no anything that we would just normally do that. So I wanted to bring it to the court for conversation and consideration. Is that something that we would be willing to support our neighboring counties so that they can ensure the traffic goes down the dedicated roads that were meant for the project?
So is the sign basically like a lock on a gate, just gonna keep an honest person honest? I mean, we're not gonna necessarily have constable or sheriff's office out there.
Yeah, we would not be
patrolling
asking
or
them to
anything
do
like
it.
that.
It would strictly be, the constable there actually has raised their hand and said, if y'all would put this here, we will work across the county line to enforce it.
So they're willing to protect our property. Essentially is what
They're
you're
wanting
saying.
us to put a sign on our property so they can protect their property. It's the
Actually, Kelly Lane, the commissioner over there, had called me, and I got him in touch with Commissioner Smith because of his precinct. But like Commissioner Smith said, is what's happening, they have road agreements with those, they got a solar project going on, and they have a road that they're supposed to be using. Well, they're using this road, or coming in on 3703 and then turning on the Kaufman County, or Kaufman Road and going down it, tearing it up. Their constable can't sit down there and write tickets because there's no signs up over there. He said their constable would actually enforce it. And, you know, usually if you write a couple of tickets, then people start obeying those signs. But he reached out and just asked, you know, that we would help. And I think it's a good deal. is being a good neighbor, and it's actually protecting not only our road, but it's protecting their road.
Any other questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion to approve establishing a no-through truck sign on County Road 3703.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 8, Wolf City Road Repair Interlocal Agreement. Steve?
Yeah, I'm gonna let Daniel talk about it as well,
Oh.
but as we all know, Wolf City and their tax base is very low, and from time to time, they've asked us to come in and help improve some roads in the city limits. We've worked with a couple of council members from there and also presented to their city council of cost to fix a couple of roads that they would like us to look at. Daniel has worked on an interlocal agreement to make that happen, and that's what we're going to present today.
I passed out earlier interlocal agreement. This is the same type of interlocal agreement that the county has approved many times in the past, where as long as we're contracting with another local government, state law allows the county to enter into an interlocal cooperation agreement. This one is a little bit longer than the ones that we've done in the past because of the type of city that Wolf City is, which is a Type A general law city. If you approve this, there's basically the way that this would work is exactly the same as our agreements with Poetry, Commerce, and a few of the other cities where Hunt County would do the work and provide the materials, and then the cost of the work and the materials would be reimbursed by the city to the county once we provide them with an accounting. In this case, what we're talking about, specifically the scope of work, is work on Graham and Greenville streets. I'm sorry, Grand and Greenville streets, which are two of the roads that need the most significant amount of work in the city of Wolf City. Those are going to need to be resurfaced, and the ditches are going to need to be dug out. And so this is very similar to the work that the road and bridge crews already do.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Gracious.
But is obviously within a city. That's what requires this type of agreement. But the way that this is set up, none of the costs would be paid by the general taxpayers of Hunt County. They'd be borne by the residents of Wolf City through their ad valorem and sales tax.
Any questions? Entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 9, the request for permission to install electrical distribution facilities in the county right-of-way of County Road 4410 in Precinct 4 under normal stipulations.
Motion to approve under normal stipulations?
Second?
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 10, variance for road frontage for an Encore substation in Precinct 1. Entertain a motion for approval.
No.
Hang on, Judge.
What? Whoa, I'm sorry.
You want to hand
I ought to look up every once in a while.
Thank you.
Come on.
That first one right there. Yep. Yes, sir. Perfect. Hello, my name is Nathaniel, and this is my colleague Maxwell. We are here to represent Bay Energy, introduce 2 projects that we have in Precinct 1 and Precinct 4 of Hunt County, and also request a road frontage variance for both projects in their utility substation subdivision. To start off, Bay Energy. Oh, perfect. So Bay Energy is headquartered out of Madrid, Spain, but our U.S. office is headquartered out of Austin, Texas, where I'm from. We have over 17 years of experience creating renewable energy projects with offices in 7 different countries, including the U.S. We came to the United States in Texas back in 2018, and since have gone to other states, but our main focus has been inside of Texas. We are an independent power producer, meaning that we have the capability to originate projects with land acquisition, the permitting process, and through construction all the way until asset management and even deconstruction. Like I said today, my colleague Max and I are here to introduce the 2 projects that we have in Precinct 1 and Precinct 4, and also speak on the waiver variance. As you'll see, there's exhibits for both projects in the folders that we handed over, as well as the waivers. So start off with Project McCalloo. This project is located in Precinct 1. It is just off of FM 1569. That is the TxDOT road that the switching station will be built off of. And majority of the project will be off of on the north side and small south side of County Road 1067. This project is roughly 56.5 megawatts, and its footprint is around 335 acres. We've had the land secured in option contracts with the landowners involved since 2021, and since then have been learning and going through the permitting process to make sure that we abide by everything. And part of that is all of the surveys and studies that we have done since then with the wetland delineation, Phase 1 ESA, ALTA, topographic. Currently, we are going through the TxDOT driveway specifically for the substation entrance off of FM 1569. And then also, we are very close with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. We are just waiting to finalize the H&H for this project, and then finalize the project layout and get approval from the Army Corps of Engineers. As far as county permits that we have done the culvert permit. There was no FEMA floodplain within these parcels, so we went ahead and got the 911 addressing. But after speaking with the health department, we are going to go ahead and still do a development permit, and that is currently in progress with this with this project.
So what's in progress?
The development permit.
Yeah, but tell me what that means.
So the development permit, it is any parcel that is has a FEMA floodplain inside of it. We have to share the site plans and just what we plan to do on those parcels, and just so that the county can ensure we're not.
So this is tied. I'm looking at Brian. This is tied to floodplain activity. That's why there's an approval here.
No, they're wanting to vary.
No, this is the project introduction, just to introduce a project to the county, and then.
There's no floodplain, so there's no issues.
Okay.
The main reason.
What development permit are they getting?
The main purpose for us being here is for the substation variance.
So it's really about the plat.
Yes, sir.
It's not a development permit because we don't actually have that, right? We have a plat. It's a
Floodplain
floodplain associated with the. So it's how we get to the plat approval. The plat approval.
Yep.
Maybe I can help you with that since I'm the floodplain administrator.
Yes, sir.
If there's
Microphone,
Mike.
David, microphone.
Floodplain land is defined by FEMA. If you've got 100 acres and you've got 50 square feet that are in the floodplain, the whole 100 acres is considered floodplain property, even if that 50 square feet's not going to be involved. So we have a floodplain development permit for Hunt County. So anytime any floodplain property is involved, then a floodplain permit is issued.
Thank you. Because I was just looking, I want to make sure I got that definition out loud because we talk about we don't have a permitting process on some other aspects. I want to make sure it was
Correct.
clear what we were talking about. So, thank you.
Perfect.
And similarly, we have the culvert permit where all of the entrances off of county roads, we have submitted their locations and received back the specifications for the culverts that need to be placed in there.
So for this property that's up there,
Yes, sir.
that's all complete tracks. It's not being subdivided, not being, that they're all tracks in place today.
Yes, everything that you see right here is all tracks that are in place. At the bottom, bottom left corner is where the substation is, and I have a couple slides later on that
Okay.
specify that. And I believe it's this.
Okay, so it's
second or
not
third
close
in
to
the-
your property, it's down below your property.
It's down below, but they are
Okay.
all interconnected.
So your
yes,
property,
sir.
there's no plating requirements?
For where
No.
we have the panels, but part of it we will
Right.
need to purchase the substation
Gotcha,
location. Yes,
okay.
sir.
Making sure we're clear on all that.
And for this project, we're looking to reach RTB, ready to build status by November and begin construction November. And that construction will take about 12 months with a COD of July 2028. Similarly, the project in Precinct 4 is going to be on a similar timeline, but this is the location. As you can see, all of these are the cyan or blue lines are current parcels, but that red area is the purchase and the subdivision area that we are here to speak on as well.
So have you purchased these areas?
Not yet, sir.
Okay.
We've been working with the local transmission company because what the way that this will work is we'll purchase it. We have contracts in place with the landowners. We will purchase that property and then deed it over to the transmission companies for them to operate and maintain their switching station. And so they're under option right now until we completely finalize exactly what the transmission companies need in order to perform their operations.
So on this, you're looking for a variance for the Encore substation?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
correct? So my question is why is Encore not here?
Encore, they require, it's, the way that they have it is they will just purchase the property, or we will just deed the property over to them. This subdivision itself, the purchase of the land is just part of our purview, and then they just have to be ensured that they will have the land to be deeded over to them when the time comes.
So the substation's only for y'all's benefit, really, Encore wouldn't be building it if y'all weren't putting in these solar panels.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tap switching station, so though there's part of the reason why we're asking for this variance is just due to the constraints of the electrical infrastructure that is there. I can skip down to here. As you can see, it's kind of in the middle of this parcel, but that is because the transmission line is directly going through the middle of that parcel. We wouldn't locate it there, but it needs to be there due to it needing to open up that transmission line and just have kind of a tap in. So it'll go through the switching station and then back in with the energy generated from our projects. So that is part of the reason why we're asking for this
So
variance.
that power line is going through y'all's property also?
We have an option to purchase of this exact acreage in red with the landowners that own that entire blue
I
outline
understand
property.
that, but the power line goes through y'all's property, so y'all could put the substation on y'all's property and not need a variance for this.
This is not our property.
I understand that. But the power line you showed was going east and west as I'm looking at that.
Yes, sir. Here, let me go back.
So it's way down below y'all then?
It's
on that one?
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
the purple is a access transmission line
Okay,
easement.
I got it. Well, on here, it looks like there's something on that area, so I thought that was y'all's property.
No, sorry. The yellow lines up top are
Okay,
the
no problem.
access roads. Mhm.
One question while you're there, though.
Yes, sir.
I see, in blue, you're saying all these pieces you're picking up. How are you having access between all of those? Or do you own additional land in the blues only where solar panels are going?
So the only land that we will be purchasing is down south. Everything else is under a lease and an
Okay, good.
easement contract.
So, so whether they're leased or owned, how do you have flow between all of them? Because the blue there's vegetation there in between. Is that representing vacant land, or y'all have that leased too? So how do you get back and forth to those?
We have we have a total of 493 acres under our
And
contracts.
it's all
under lease,
contiguous
yes.
to that, except for looks
Yes,
like a
sir.
railroad track going through there or something?
Yes, sir. So yeah, those yellow roads are the internal access roads that we will be using to get in between, and our main access point from the county will be County Road 1067.
So the areas you're not are like creek lines or something?
That is areas where during our initial studies, wetland delineation and et cetera, they've the Army Corps would like us to avoid in terms to.
Okay, I got it. I
be in
understand
line.
now.
Mhm.
How
Just
long
need-
is the lease on this land?
The lease will be for 40 years with a 10-year option to extend.
What happens to it when you leave?
When we leave, there is inside of the contracts we have signed with the landowners a decommissioning plan. So whether we bring it all the way to its cradle to grave, we have a decommissioning plan, meaning that we have to return the land to as-is conditions before we arrived. That includes
Are y'all
removing.
LLC?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a bond put up?
There is a, in the contract, I believe it mentions an escrow account, but there's also, after speaking with our legal team, there's a bank that ensures that even if we go bankrupt for some odd reason, they will assume the responsibility and make sure that this is all removed, recycled, and returned back.
The bank would assume your responsibility?
Yes, sir.
For so I don't mean this personally, but your business failure obligations per terms and conditions will be honored by a bank?
They're paying them some money, I suspect.
For the insurance.
But what happens if the bank goes under?
Um,
That's the question.
Yeah.
And so getting down to the actual variance and approval that we would like to receive today or just begin the discussions for is for the project in Precinct 1, Project McCalloo. It's just under 10 acres, so we're looking for, I believe it's section 5.4B and E variance for flag lots and road frontage. The reason why we need this is we don't want to take more land away from the landowner that's currently here. They, through past negotiations, agreed to allow for the switching station to be placed on their property, and to the extent that is absolutely necessary. And all that we necessarily need is just about 9.34 acres with an entrance width of 70.77 feet. The driveway access itself will be obviously under TxDOT's purview and will be by their regulations. But as far as the road frontage and the flag lot, what we're asking for today is just an approval on that, because this will be a private-owned drive by the transmission companies, not public access. It will be gated. No peak hour trips, and yeah, for the lifetime of this subdivision, it will only be accessed by personnel for the transmission companies. Similar with this one in Precinct 4. It's a little bit larger, and that's due to Encore's discussions with Encore. They didn't want us to put it on the left side. The transmission line, kind of, you can see a little scar in the land, goes from southeast to the northwest. Just for safety reasons and Encore's own reasons, they wouldn't like us to cross underneath. And after speaking with the landowner, he said, take that whole area for us. And so in purple, you can kind of see it there. That will be where the substation is located. And with a access road off of, I believe that's County Road 4701. Or Mud Road, I believe it's called on Google Earth, and just the minimal access for emergency access vehicles for Encore's equipment. That is the reason, excuse me, that is the reason why we're looking for that road frontage variance.
Commissioner, they're going to have to upgrade that road?
Dang,
Yes, sir.
Skippy. Yes, sir. It's
Yeah.
a mud road.
Yeah, and it is very accurately.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing. I've spoken with the development coordinator and both commissioners for these projects, and we aren't at the stage yet to discuss the road use agreement, but that is something that we are fully aware of, and not only for the county's benefit, but also to be able to get this equipment to the properties, there's going to need to be some road upgrades, because like it was mentioned earlier today, if it rains, nothing's getting out there. So that is something that we are prepared
What
to discuss in
surface
the
will it
future.
have to be? Concrete?
So what surface will it have
What
to
surface?
be? That is something.
Concrete, curb, and gutter.
It's following
go.
the subdivision rules that it had to be concrete.
Have we had not in my precinct, have we had a pre-development meeting on this? An official pre-development meeting? So it sounds like we still have a lot of questions that we kind of need some answers to.
I'm still, I understand you're trying to deed this over to Encore, but I'm a little confused to why Encore's not here as well, since it is going to go back to them. Why they're not here asking as well for this.
From my understanding, it is just fully on us because this is, again, it will be Encore's to own and operate because they're the transmission company that owns that line. But for this project itself, it is for the benefit of.
So you're providing the land only? Are you funding Encore to build the?
We're providing the land. And we have, I believe, we do have a, like an interconnection agreement that we have to sign in with Encore. And inside of that, there's money for all the surveys and the studies that they'll have to go through.
When was the pre-development meeting?
One late last year and one earlier this year.
So, Mr. Jones, based on the timing, is there a need to revisit from your perspective, since we've just adopted a new fire code, to make sure we understand?
Microphone. David, I'm sorry. Not my rules. Public's got to know.
I would defer to our attorney because we didn't have a fire code adopted at the time, although there's no change in the fire code actually being applied.
That's correct.
Based on the date of the application, this project wouldn't be subject to the new fire codes because it's grandfathered in. That grandfathering date comes down to the date of application.
Okay.
David, while you're up, would it apply, sorry, Daniel, would it apply to the type of products they use? Would there be?
Okay.
Microphone. You get a little closer to the microphone.
We've spoken on the phone
Right.
recently.
The Lone Star Infrastructure Protection Act has been in place before the application was made. Goes back to 2024. So we would be asking for information based on that old code. Now, we're looking for, are you familiar with the Lone Star Infrastructure?
Yes.
Okay, we're looking for all the components and things like that. If you'd provide us with that, I can give you my card or get your contact info. Well, we've already spoken on the phone, haven't we?
We spoke on the phone and through email.
That's right.
And just for the court, we did speak on the phone specifically about this, and I've already gotten information back from our team. We haven't fully confirmed all the components and technology that we're using for the project just yet, but they assured me that they are fully aware. Our EPC company that we're working with is fully aware of the issues with fire for mix and matching components, and they shared with me a brief summary of what we have so far, but we will share it with you once we can have them actually confirmed.
And we had a very good, productive conversation on the phone. So we've already met. It's the first time I've seen him, but I do remember the conversations. And yes, we've covered a lot of ground on that.
Thank
Well,
you.
it sounds like we still got some questions that need answered. Obviously, I think the court, for the most part, is not in favor of solar farms or anything like that. With this one, and I'm speaking on Precinct 4, not Commissioner Monies, but, ideally, this would be a better spot than in somebody's backyard or farmland or something like that. This is down a muddy dirt road down into a bottom. But I still think, with Encore, this being an Encore facility eventually, we haven't heard from them yet either. And so I think there's some things that we still need to ask and get, just like Mr. Jones over there has got a few things that we still need to get. Also, Daniel, I'm curious about, some of the legality of down the road, whenever the 30 years or whatever is up, making sure we can get some of those documents to look over as well. Make sure everything's on the up and up on your end.
Yeah, and so
The way that this is on the agenda for legal purposes, if you want to postpone the vote until you get those documents or get those answers, it needs to be postponed. You need to vote to postpone it and vote to postpone it to a specific date, which stops the clock. Because under the way that the new legislative changes from the last couple of sessions have changed law related to variances and other county development related issues, that's a necessary thing that has to happen.
So you can do that for 2 weeks out or 1
Month out or something.
Yeah.
Give some
So
coordination
just,
time.
again, I know this is kind of going between precinct 1 and precinct 4, but what's the variance request? How much road frontage are you still needing for 1 and 4?
So for precinct 1, the variance request will be for section 5.4 B and E. B is the 275 feet if it's above 5 acres. And then also E is for flagship because it is under 10 acres.
So what is your frontage going to be?
The frontage for this right now is 144 feet.
On the one on the left?
They're
both
the
of them?
same, sorry.
They're the same?
They're just
Okay.
zoomed in. I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, so the actual frontage of that red area is what we'll be purchasing is around 144 feet, driveway entrance.
So it's about half the requirement.
Mhm.
And then what is it for?
131 foot short.
And what is it for 4?
For precinct 4, it is only 50 feet.
Is all you have right now?
That is all we have right now. And speaking with the landowner and working with Encore, Encore just wants us to be able to have it be an all-access road, all-weather access road that will allow their trucks to be able to traverse it, and also for emergency response to be able to traverse it. And working with the landowner, we don't want to take or purchase more of his land than absolutely necessary. So that's why we're here asking for the
Is
variance.
that cropland or just cattle or just open?
Yes, I believe he said it's soybean.
Okay.
I think you might want to go back and talk to these landowners a little bit more, especially 40 feet, and you got to have 275 feet. That's a lot of variance to grant.
If we were voting today, I'm no.
I think we need to postpone it, let them go back and do some more work. Try to get some more frontage in there for sure.
Oh, Daniel, there you are. I lost you. So we can postpone it for, say, 2 months, but we could have it in 2 weeks if we were ready. Is that what you were trying to say, or?
Yeah.
So we don't want to keep on postponing it. We need to set it out a month or something.
Yeah, the specific, the motion just needs to come with a specific meeting that it'll be reset on.
Has to be a specific, it can't be just within that time period? That's what, I guess was my
Yes, it has to
question.
be a specific
Okay.
meeting.
Okay. And we'll be held to that specific meeting.
That's right.
And just for going back and working with the landowners, what is the degree of frontage variance that will be accepted?
275,
Just exactly 275, okay.
so there's no variance needed?
So that's, we can either do it on the 9th or the 23rd of
I
June.
say let's do the 23rd to give them plenty of time and give Jones plenty of time to look over everything. I don't want to rush this. Plus, they're going to have to go back and negotiate some as well.
Yep. Daniel, if we don't meet that target date, can it be extended again?
Yes, it would need to come back on the agenda and then be pushed back out with the exact same kind of
Okay.
vote to a specific time period. However, if that's a drop dead requirement that you don't want to grant a variance, you want them to negotiate for a larger access road width or frontage, then the cleaner legal way to handle that is to vote to disapprove the variance and then to let them do their work and then bring that back, because it won't come back as a variance. So we're talking about two different things, really. But that's up to how you guys want to vote on it.
Okay? Thank you, that's good options.
Too many options. What do you think? Commissioner Money, you're up. You're number 10. I'm number 11.
Hey, guys, I would like to remind you, if they're not requesting a variance, they're not requesting anything. That's
They
the
are.
only reason they're requesting is a
Asking for
variance. They don't
for
have
road
to have.
frontage.
Do what?
They're asking for a variance for road frontage.
Right, but if they get
Flag
the
lot.
275 feet of frontage, they don't have to request a variance for road frontage.
But they're also
And
asking
there's
for a
no-
flag lot variance in precinct 1.
The flag lot, if they have the 275 feet, then it's not a flag lot anymore.
Well, again, that's why if we deny it today, then that's their only choice, but
Right. I
we,
just-
we understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. All right, so action 10.
It's on me, isn't it? I make a motion to deny it.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Action item number 11, variance for road frontage on Encore Substation in Precinct 4. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to deny it.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you for your time, guys.
You bet. That goes there. Okay, action item number 12, the replat of Lot 1 of House 1, Phase 2 in Precinct 4. Brian.
Okay, this one will require a public hearing because it's a replat, but,
Correct.
pretty simple replat, meet all the frontage requirements. They're just, redividing a lot that was platted last year, year before, dividing it into two.
Any questions? Entertain a motion for approval?
Should have to be a public.
Excuse me,
Public hearing.
sorry, thank you. At this time, we'll open it up to public comments. Anybody wish to speak for or against this, please come forward, state your name. Being none, I'll close the public hearing. Now I entertain a motion.
So moved
For approval or denial?
for approval.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right. Daniel, anything on executive session or? Okay. At this time, we shall adjourn into executive session under Texas Government Code Section 551.071, 551.087, and 551.072. And it is now 11:46, and we'll move into executive session. Be a number 1, discussion of personnel matters. Number 2, emergency service petitions. Number 3, Pinson versus Hunt County. Number 4, data center regulations. Now we're All right, let's see if, somebody look and see if we're back up, please.
Yeah, IT said deuces.
Y'all bring dinner?
I do.
I'm gonna go with you.
What?
All right, shows we're up.
All right, we're back in regular session. It's 1:30. Is there anything else before the court today?
No, sir.
Being none, entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.